stern for Cape Coral, Florida. A few years ago, after broadcasting the Orange Bowl game in Miami, I flew to Florida's West Coast to see a dream city under construction. Well, this is what I saw. A tropical wilderness and loads of building going on. Since then, I've watched that city grow, and today it looks like this, and it's known as Cape Coral, Florida's waterfront wonderland.
Let me introduce Jack and Leonard Rosen, two brothers from Baltimore who were thinking of a new adventure after the sale of their cosmetic company, Childs Untel. This is what they saw and where it all began as they flew over what is known as Redfish Point. Ed Wilson, a pilot from Page Field, flew them on this historic flight over southwest Florida. The Rosens formed the Gulf American Land Corporation to start their dream.
Del Prado Parkway shows you the entire property of Cape Coral and gives you an idea of the vastness of this tremendous development.
Notice the heavily wooded charm and beauty of the terrain. Folks in these parts know that pine trees cannot grow in swampland. These trees are positive proof that Cape Coral is situated on high, dry pine and palm land.
By turning off Del Prado Parkway, at the corner where our restaurant is located, we run into another expressway which is known as Cape Coral Parkway. There are more than 14 miles of 100-foot wide expressways like this that are already completed.
In 1969, Cape Coral's population tops 12,000 and formal incorporation talks began. Jolly Blackburn served as the temporary chairman to explore the concept of incorporation of Cape Coral. Over the next few months, an official committee on incorporation was formed with officers. 95 residents served on 10 different subcommittees to look into incorporation. February 1970, a formal bill requesting incorporation was presented to legislative delegates. In June, the bill was introduced to the House and Senate, where it was passed. July, Lee County approves the vote for incorporation, and the citizens of Cape Coral voted 2,067 in favor, 1,798 opposed the incorporation. Gulf American Land Corporation and city officials worked hand in hand to make a smooth transition. The city wanted to enhance on the dreams of the Rosen brothers. Gulf American produced promotional materials introducing the new city to the world.
It's a busy city. There are more than 250 businesses serving the city and Lee County. It's a growing city.
September 1970, 10 candidates qualify for council seats. October, 40 applicants seek the city manager's position. November, elections are held and the first council is sworn in as the population of Cape Coral tops 15,500.
We want this to be a city where everyone who lives here can be really proud to call it their home city.
And at Cape Coral, they take their responsibility seriously.
Parking of trucks, trailers, commercial vehicles.
Today, the new city of Cape Coral is a fully incorporated, independent city with its own mayor, city council, and public officials. A city manager to keep the day-to-day administration of this new city operating in full gear.
At the first council meeting in December 1970, Councilman Paul Fickinger was appointed by his fellow council members to become Cape Coral's first mayor. Over the next 50 years, Cape Coral has benefited from the unique talents of 14 additional mayors which were elected by citizens at large. The City Council's responsibilities do not include the day-to-day operation of the city. They are to guide the city by enacting ordinances and resolutions. They also adopt a budget, comprehensive plan, and land use regulations. The council appoints the city manager, city auditor, city attorney, as well as members to all boards and commissions. The first two city halls were located on Del Prado Boulevard, with council meetings being held at the Fire Station 1 on Chester Street. In 1975, the third city hall was in full operation on Nicholas Parkway. 25 years later, our current city hall was built on Cultural Park Boulevard. The city manager is the top city employee overseeing the day-to-day operations of the city. Some major accomplishments are development of the Community Redevelopment Agency, the dual water system, Geo Bond, Midpoint Bridge, and charter schools. There have been 13 city managers during our 50 years. The first attorney hired by the city, Morton Goldberg, resigns a few days later. Clyde Killer, the next city attorney, was hired in 1971. Today, the city attorney's office consists of 12 full-time employees. The city clerk's office serves as a resource to our community. They are responsible for maintaining all official documents, recordings of meetings, and public notices. They handle over 7,500 pieces of mail monthly. Being one of the fastest growing cities in the country certainly impacts our community development department. Besides doing comprehensive studies, they are responsible for overseeing building plans, issuing building permits, enforcing land use and zoning regulations, and long-range planning. Economic development encourages business growth by providing plentiful opportunities for professional office and mixed-use development. The Financial Services Department is responsible for development and implementation of the comprehensive financial management system. Some of their responsibilities include seeking bids, purchasing, Treasury Department management, and budgets. In 2003, the City Auditor's Office was created. Prior years, the auditor reported to the city manager and council. In 1971, the city took over the fire district and began expanding the department. In 1981, due to the city's tremendous growth, Fire Chief Hunt established fire impact fees to lessen the financial burden. Stations 3, 4, 5, and 6 were built over the next 10 years. Fire Department brings CERT to Southwest Florida.
This was not the aftermath of a real tornado, part of an emergency training course called CERT. C-E-R-T. Tonight's exercise capped off a 7-week training course for 24 students of the CERT, the Community Emergency Response Team. The course is designed to teach people how to help others in the case of a major disaster.
Presently, the city has 11 fire stations. Human Resources is involved and assists all departments with their employees. This includes but not limited to hiring, payroll, benefits, and discipline. From just a handful of employees in 1970, the city now employs over 1,475. The mission of the ITS department is to deliver innovative solutions and increase efficiency and effectiveness of city government and to provide a value-added technology service to its residents and businesses. Parks and Recreation delivers a wide range of recreation for all ages. There are approximately 40 parks located in Cape Coral, which include neighborhood, athletic, recreational centers, attractions, and boat ramps. The Cape Coral Police Department has earned accreditation at state and international levels, including forensic and communication, and is an industrial leader in police training, technology, and community engagement. In February 1995, Chief Arnold Gibbs started the Do the Right Thing program, a program he brought from Miami. Cape Coral was the second agency to adopt this program, and today there are over 67 national chapters and 4 international chapters of the Do the Right Thing program. Public Works prepares plans and specifications for transportation and drainage improvements for the city. These capital improvements are identified by the Planning and Permitting Division as well as other divisions. By utilizing information obtained through surveys and environmental resources, they prepare the construction plans and oversee the completion of these projects. In 1981, Cape Coral conceived the plan for a dual water system. Cape Coral was the only city with a detailed utility master plan to include citywide non-potable irrigation system, and this system was one of the largest in the country. Cape Coral became the first city in the United States to rely completely on a low-pressure reverse osmosis plant. In 1985, we had the largest reverse osmosis plant in the world. They have earned numerous awards and recognition for water quality and sewer and water facilities. In 1957, the Rosen brothers gave birth to a new community. They loved it and gave it guidance as it grew. They had dreams for Cape Coral. When the city grew into a corporation, the Rosens could only watch as the city went off on its own. They would be so proud of how our mayors, council, city employees, and citizens have maintained and enhanced their dreams. One of the early decisions the council had to make was what to do with a man who was different and did not fit in with our city rules. After petitions from citizens, the council chose to make this man an honorary citizen. From the beginning, this man who has said very little over time, but has stood tall and has seen it all, today he speaks his feelings.
Job well done.